Pivot quickly, mashallah. So, alhamdulillah, we had the pleasure of interviewing our sister Malak Uza a couple of weeks ago. And she blew us away with her, presentation then. So we are so excited to have her here with you guys today. If you enjoyed day one, you are definitely going to enjoy this presentation as well. We're going to continue the same theme as yesterday. Look, she's already excited and ready. We love it, mashallah. So our dear sister Malak, she is a social worker, traveler, writer, and coach. What made me go over to her page long before this retreat was she had a picture where she was in Greece. And I was like, I know that's in Greece, mashallah. So that's what attracted me to her page. And you could just feel her energy even through the photos. I had never watched a video. It was straight through the photos, my dear sister. And you could tell, mashallah. So our sister Malak is a social worker by day. Girl, we talked about capes yesterday, but I think we can't help it, mashallah, right? So she's a social worker by day, definitely wears a cape doing that job. She's also an entrepreneur, writer, and a motivational coach. She shares her travels, journey, words of wisdom, and tips on her social media platforms. You can find them at Dear Malak. Her goal is to empower others. Her goal is to empower others, to make sure others are empowered to accomplish their dreams. I apologize for that, inshallah. So, mashallah. Oh, somebody can't access their claps, mashallah. Well, we are going to clap it up. I'm going to clap it up for all of you, mashallah, for our sister Malak Uza. Please welcome her, inshallah.
Oh, I had to unmute myself. Thank you so much for the introduction, Sister Halima. You are amazing. You already know I love you and Amber. You all are amazing, honestly, here. I appreciate you for inviting me. When I first met Amber, I don't know, Amber, how we even honestly came across each other. I came across her page and I was telling her, oh my God, like I want to do a virtual retreat one day. And she's like, do you want to speak? I'm like, really? Yeah, I want to speak. I was so excited. I did like a little dance. And so I'm very grateful to you, Amber, and Sister Halima. Thank you for inviting me. And then I paid it forward and invited Sister Raj. Sister Raj reached out to me. She's like, I want to attend the retreat. And I was like, do you want to speak? And she's like, yeah. And then, I connected her to you. So that's how it goes, basically. So I'm thankful for this community and doing this. I just wanted to say that. Second of all, I just wanted to also say that, I'm very passionate about female empowerment and especially in our community and helping beautiful souls heal and accomplish their dreams in life because, we've all been through life challenges. I know it's easy to see my pictures and I always speak on this. You look at my pictures and you're like, oh, she's living her dream life. And yeah, I am living my dream life, but I've also been through so many challenges that a lot of people may not know of. A lot of challenges. And I think that's what makes me who I am today. Besides being a social worker, I've been through a lot in my life, a lot of pain, challenges, experiences. And because of those challenges, because of those experiences, I'm able to be a better healer, a better helper. And I generally love helping others. And I always say, I'm not here to empower you. I just give you the tools. I give you the support. I give you the resources and you empower yourself because you all have magic within you. We all have magic. We all deserve to live our dream lives. No one, this is what I always say, no one has it better. It's just different. We all have our seasons. So please just remember that when you see someone's pictures, yeah, it's inspiring to see beautiful pictures and whatnot, but I want you to know we all, create, and I say this constantly, but not everyone, constantly pays attention to every post you post. So people, choose what they want to post on their feed. So if you're going through a hard time right now, if you're going through a challenging time right now, just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. We all have our seasons, just like this fall, spring, winter, etc. We all have our happy, challenging moments, etc. So I just wanted to point that out. Also, if you see me look at the phone, it's because I don't really have a PowerPoint. I like to speak from my heart. But I gave the presentation to Sister Halima and Amber a few days ago. And which reminded me, Do you guys have the link? Can you guys copy and paste it in the link to give it to them on the Google Drive, so that way they can just have it for reference? If you guys have it in the email, just paste it in there. If not, I'll paste it after the presentation, just so you guys can have it. But I invite you to bring a journal and a pen, just to take notes, you know, whatever you feel is important. And like Sister Halima said yesterday, none of us know what each other are speaking, but I realized some of the things I'm touching on were a little bit touched on yesterday, but still I invite you to pay attention, because everyone has a different perspective. And even though I'm also a social worker, at the end of the day, I'm a human. And like Sister Maha was saying, you know, I have my own experiences, and what I'm speaking about it's a different perspective. So I invite you to still listen. I want to start, just like Sister Halima, I love sharing books. This book, I highly, 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 highly recommend. I love this book. It's called, and this book, by the way, I was on Instagram stories, and I was watching one of my friends, and she posted a quote. I'm like, oh my God, I love this quote. Who's it, you know, what book is it from? She's like, what's your address? I'll ship it to you. I'm like, really? That's so sweet. And she's like, yeah. So she shipped it to me, and it was very, honestly, it touched my heart. It's called Journey to the Heart. And it's included, I have it included in the my Google Drive link, and I'll paste it for you guys after. But I'm going to read an expert from here. And basically this book has a different expert each day, 365 days of the year, and she travels throughout this year healing, you know, going through a healing journey. And every day she reflects on that day and gives a really like inspiring and healing message. And it's a journey to the heart. So I'm going to read a passage. It's from March 25. It says, break through your blocks, which is perfect for, you know, removing mental blocks. I was walking at a good clip down Sandy Colony Beach when it happened. Without warning, I began running. I ran the longest distance I had ever before run. Instead of collapsing in a panting heap, I kept running. Another stretch, then another. By the time I tried, I had run a mile. The furthest I had ever before run in my life was about a quarter block. I didn't intend to make this breakthrough. I was so blocked in this area, I didn't think I could. Running wasn't even a goal. I had simply incorporated regular walks into my lifestyle as a way of exercising my body. This event surprised me because I'm not a physical fitness buff. I hadn't been allowed to participate in any physical education or sports activities as a child or teenager because of chronic health issues. I spent many of my adult years neglecting my body. Lately, I had put some effort into connecting with my body and working out in an amateur fashion. But running? Not me, or so I used to think. The next time I went walking, I felt timid, almost afraid to even try running. I wondered if what I had experienced was a fluke. It wasn't. I ran again and again. Now running is a regular part of my physical activity. Pay attention to this. Now running is a regular part of my physical activity, one I truly enjoy. Sometimes we're so blocked in a particular area we don't even consider a breakthrough, a possibility. We're so blocked we don't even see our blocks. Stay open. Don't limit yourself. Something that yesterday seemed entirely unfeasible and forever beyond your grasp may tomorrow, next month, next year, or today become something you can do naturally, something that's available to you. It can come as a total surprise in an area you hadn't considered. Your breakthrough may happen in an area you've been struggling with and working on. Life is more than setbacks, and it's not statistics. Appreciate and respect where you are now, but let yourself move to the next level when it's time. Celebrate your breakthroughs when they come. Listen to that quiet voice, that fleeting thought that says, why don't you? Even if it's something you've never done before. So let me know if you guys resonated with this in the chat, how you guys felt with this. Let me know. I really, really love this book. I'll give you guys a minute to right here while I take a sip of water. Stay hydrated, guys. I try to drink like 6 to 8 bottles of water, by the way, per day. Okay. I wanted to tell you guys, since my topic is removing, Brandy says, mashallah, love it. Isn't it amazing? Yes, yes. Thank you, Amber, for writing that book. And I'll also include the actual link once I'm done. I just want to like give you a Google definition of what is mental block. Just, you know, I'm sure we all know it, but you know, for formalities. A mental block is an uncontrollable suppression or repression of painful or unwanted thoughts or memories. It can also be an inability to continue or complete a train of thought, as in the case of writer's block. In the case of writer's block, many find it helpful to take a break and revisit their topic. Mental blocks can be caused by physical disabilities or simply a lack of focus. Mental blocks are also often used to describe a temporary inability to recall a name or other information. A sudden cessation of speech or a thought process without an immediate observable cause sometimes can be considered a consequence of repression. Mental blocking can be a form of also a coping mechanism, you know, related to trauma or whatnot. For instance, someone triggered, by the way, I resonate with this. When triggered, they resort to shutting down and not dealing with it, as that's what they have done in the past. And so they may resort to it as a coping mechanism. How many of you here, when you're triggered or you hear something upsetting, you like mentally literally shut down? Who here has, yeah, Brandy, that happens to me, especially, you know what I realize? I don't know who here is an empath or highly sensitive person, but I'm an empath and I'm a highly sensitive person. And honestly, I always knew like I was sensitive and I was different, but just knowing that I'm an empath, I'm a highly sensitive person, and knowing how to deal with it, knowing what to do has changed my life. And like when you're around certain personalities, you guys know, you tend to like sometimes maybe freeze, or if someone says something, you like tend to shut down. But now that you know this, you're able to, when you go to like, you know, when you know you're going to a certain place that's going to cause you anxiety or that's going to cause you to get a mental block, you can at least prepare for it. And I wasn't planning to say this, but since I'm talking about it, a good tip that I have heard is, for instance, like imagine, close your eyes and imagine like any color light that you resonate with. Listen to your intuition, whatever feels right to you. For instance, to me, it's like a white light. I like to see like a white noor, and imagine it all over you like a bubble. You know, like a bubble's protecting you whenever you're around any kind of like a lot of energy, or even if you go to the mall. Like empaths don't like to be around people, so whenever you're in that situation, imagine like a big noor white bubble covering you, and you're protected. Nothing can come between you and that bubble. You know, it's all in your brain mentally. Protect yourself. And of course, if you have to, you know, remove yourself or excuse yourself, feel free to do that as well. So I just wanted to mention that. And the tips I'm going to mention, you know, they're just honestly general tips that help you remove mental blocks. But again, everyone here is different. Everyone's been through different experiences in life. So at the end of the day, these are helpful tips overall. But don't feel bad if you like tried this already and it didn't work for you. I invite you to just maybe like listen to it in a different perspective. Maybe consider trying it again, because sometimes in life we may be in a different mental state in our life when we've tried something and it didn't work. But maybe try it again, you know, and see what happens. You know, it won't hurt. And someone just sent me a private message, but it just says this is a private message and only you can see it. I can't see what it says though. And now I got a mental block and I forgot what I was saying because they're up there. That's so funny. What was I saying? Oh my God, what was I saying, you guys? This is so funny. I got distracted by the private message. Okay, so I got your message. Thank you. So basically my point is I invite you to just look at it differently and just use your intuition, because at the end of the day, you know yourself best. The first tip I have is, you know, what I want to say is bring love into everything you do. Explore like what you liked as a child, to start knowing what makes your heart happy. We're more likely to achieve what we want in life when we know what it is we like. Like everything you do. Let me just take this out, okay. Welcome everyone. We're just in the middle of giving tips, whoever just joined recently, and we're discussing removing mental blocks. So what I was saying is I invite you all to like just come with an open heart, try to see things. I know we've all been through challenges, hurt in life, but try to see the good in others, try to come from a good, welcoming, loving place, and try to explore what you as a child liked, because what you liked as a child, most likely you will like as an adult. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Also it's very important to have a routine, a morning and a night routine, for instance, because that way, when you have a routine, when something challenging in your life happens, you have those tools in your toolbox to resort to. So that way, you can use them as a coping technique. For instance, these are some of the tools I'm going to discuss that you can resort to. The first thing that I put on here is prayer. I know some people here may be, different backgrounds and whatnot, and that's okay. I respect that. But I invite you to look at something higher than you, whatever it may be, universe, spirituality, whatever it is. For me personally, and I did about 2 weeks ago, I went to a trip in South Carolina, North Carolina, and I did a YouTube video on this. You guys can search it. It's Dear Malak. I spoke about it live, so I don't want to speak too much about it. But God has been there through me for everything, so use God, pray for God, just like in meditation, a lot of the things, subhanAllah, a lot of things in Islam, like grounding, praying, all comes from the basics of Islam. So definitely consider prayer. The second thing is move your body, whether it's dancing, yoga, hiking, which I'm glad we're doing yoga later. Even though, to be honest, I don't love yoga. I don't know why. I have a love-hate relationship with yoga. I like restorative yoga, but it is good for you. I know yoga is really it's amazing for removing mental blocks. Amazing. Yes, Brandy, he's closer than we think, even when we think he isn't. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So moving your body makes a big difference. Even if start with let's say you feel like you are stuck. You can't move right now. Try once a week for 15 minutes. And then when you're comfortable with that, move to twice a week for 15 minutes. When you're comfortable with that, move to 3 times a week, and so on. Do this with all your goals in life. Start small, one goal at a time. This is what I tell everyone. Time is passing anyways. So who cares if it takes forever to accomplish that goal? Isn't it better for you to accomplish it than not? Right? It's better for you to accomplish it. The second thing I wrote is journaling. Journaling really helps. And you know what also helps, they say, is journaling from your non-dominant hand. So for instance, my dominant hand is the right hand. But if your non-dominant hand is left hand, they say to journal from your left hand because it reminds you of your childlike. So when you journal from your non-dominant hand, it forces you to think more. It forces you to bring the childlike in you. So definitely consider using that. Another tool is meditation. Sister Raj did that yesterday. Google guided meditations for beginners on YouTube and just choose whatever resonates with you. Yesterday, Sister Nadine gave those apps. There's Calm, Headspace. I like Insight because it has a bunch of free apps. They're amazing for sleep, for anxiety, for beauty. They have literally every topic you can think of, they have it. And if it's not there, literally just Google meditation. You can even Google meditation for mental blocks. You can even Google that. Meditation for anxiety, meditation for depression. You can Google whatever it is you want and you'll find it, inshallah. Another tool that I have is grounding. What is grounding is like being in nature. They say it's very helpful to walk barefoot in nature, like on grass, on cement. Gardening is another form of grounding. It's very good. You know how they say hugging trees in California? Have you guys heard they say those in California hug trees? That's a form of grounding. Who here is a tree hugger? Anyone here hug trees? You've hugged, yeah, Sister Raj hugged trees. I had a course. I love, by the way, one thing about me is even though I'm a social worker, I have my master's, I have a business coach. I take courses. So I had a chakra course that I've taken, and one of the time was to hug a tree. And I'm like, what? I have to hug a tree? My neighbors, what are my neighbors going to think about me? So I did it. It was not that bad. So that's a form of grounding. Another thing, another tool is affirmations. And basically affirmations work if you feel it. So for instance, whatever it is you need to work on, for instance, if you can Google affirmations for mental blocks, affirmations for anxiety, affirmations for self-esteem, whatever it is you want to work on. For instance, I am safe, I am protected, I am loved. And then the thing with affirmations is you want to really feel it. You want to feel it using all your 5 senses, you know? Feel it as if it's true. Another very, 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 very important tool is list daily what you are grateful for. Morning and night. The first thing, and I say morning or night because in the morning when you first wake up and at night before you sleep, that's when our brain is wired the most to, it's like a sponge. List 3 things you're grateful for in the morning, even if it's just your bed. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my eyes. I'm grateful for my skin. It can be that simple. And then start with the bigger things. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my job. And then start with saying what you're grateful for, that something that you haven't achieved yet. For instance, I'm grateful, whatever it is you want. I'm grateful for my, going to Greece, let's say. Even though you're not there yet, say it as if it's there. I'm grateful for Greece. So start with something small, start with what you have that you're currently grateful for, medium, and then start with what you don't have. Visualize it, imagine it as if it's there. That's a form of manifestation. Another important tool, and this is another good book, is the 5-second rule. Basically, if you have something in mind, do it within the first 5 seconds. If you have a thought, oh, I want to go to the gym, get your behind up and go to the gym. And because if you wait more than 5 seconds, guess what? And you guys ask yourself this, if you wait more than 5 seconds, more than likely you're not going to do it. Laundry, dishes, whatever, more than 5 seconds, you guys are probably nodding your head. You're probably not going to do it. Another important thing, and this is very, very important, is heal. Heal your inner child. Sister Maha was talking about this yesterday. She mentioned how she didn't take the time to heal. She let it all, basically because she was busy, like, oh, I'll deal with this later, it's not that important. But if you don't heal your wounds right now, if you don't heal your inner child right now, it can come up with what happened to basically Sister Maha. And I'm so grateful for Sister Maha for sharing that, because she has probably helped so many people, and she's so brave and such a beautiful soul, honestly. And you can Google meditations for healing inner child, for instance. I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to do that, because we all have, wounds as children maybe, or whatever, something that, we haven't addressed as children, so definitely look into that. Other helpful tips I have is psychologytoday.com. We spoke about it yesterday, so I'm not going to get into it, but that's a website I love using because I'm a social worker. I work for insurance, and I work for an insurance company, by the way, for my day job. I love that website. It's amazing. And you can always call your insurance company, ask for a case manager. We're free. You can talk to us for support. We can link you with resources, et cetera, as well. The number is on the back of your card for behavioral health or substance abuse. We're available 24 hours, 7 days a week, usually. Another helpful tip is, I love this, and I believe I included it in my link. If not, I will include it. I love bubble baths, and I have like a whole bunch of stuff I've used from Amazon. I'll include those links as well. And basically, I use Epsom salt, essential oils, candles. You guys, who here does bubble baths? Please let me know. Who does bubble baths? It's the best thing ever. A really good technique to use, especially as an empath, and write this down. I want you guys, and if you don't have a bath, it's okay, you can use it as a shower. Candles are amazing. And I also have a pillow neck and a tray, and I put candles, I turn off the lights. Okay, so you guys take notes. So I close your eyes, put the bath up, the water up, put bubble bath, put your favorite essential oils, put Epsom salt, and put a little bit of like a half cup of baking soda, okay? And let it sink in. Sink all your body in, especially your heart. Sink all your heart in and sit in it. Let it sink. Sit in there. Imagine your heart healing. All the pain in your heart is healed. Imagine like a white light you know, the water, it's healing your heart. Allah, whatever is positive for you, whatever makes you feel good, imagine that healing your heart. And sit in the water. And as soon as you feel the water, you know, getting a little cold and chilly, you know, let it drain. When you see the water draining, imagine all the negative energy, all your problems, anything bad draining with the water, okay? And you can do the same thing with the shower. If you don't have a bath, when you're showering, when the water's coming down, when it's going down the drain, imagine all the negative energy going down, okay? And I want to say also, crying helps. You guys, cry, scream, yell, take time to grieve. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Take care of yourself first. Trust me when I tell you, take care of yourself first. If you don't put your mask on first, just like we see in the airplane, put your mask on first, then help others. Take the time to heal, put boundaries. You, out of everyone, deserve to live your dream life, okay? Another thing is listen to your favorite podcast. A good podcast I like is by Jay Shetty. He's also on Instagram, so follow him. Spend time with your loved ones and only those who nourish your heart and soul. And anything else, cut them out. Life is too short. Anything on social media you don't like, unfollow them. Life is short. Exit out. Do one thing at a time that you have been wanting to do, just like I said earlier, you know, one goal at a time, but also do one thing, and please listen to this. Do one thing that you've been wanting to do, but you've been afraid to do. Because trust me when I tell you, once you do it, like for me, it was solo travel. And my solo travel journey, I spoke about it on, you know, it happened after my divorce. It didn't happen, it wasn't something I was planning. I was supposed to be my anniversary trip. And, you know, a week after my divorce, you know, we had an anniversary trip, and I just decided to go. And I was scared. I was so scared. But ever since then, I've been solo traveling. I've been inspiring others. I've been helping others. I've changed lives. I've changed my life. And I continue to conquer my fear every single day. So I invite you to do one thing that you're afraid of doing, because it will build your confidence. It will allow you to see that you can do anything in life. And when you're excited and afraid, go for it. Do it. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm going to copy and paste my whole talk here and how you can contact me. I'm on Instagram at Dear Malak. I pray that you guys benefited from this talk. They're sending me a message. I have 5 minutes left. So I just want to wrap it up and say, inshallah, you all benefited from this. I speak from my heart. I genuinely love to help others. I genuinely want to see females succeeding and achieving their dream life, because you all deserve it. It's okay if, you know, you've been through stuff, or it's okay if you're going through stuff. Just know it will get better. I want to also say thank you for investing in yourself and being here today. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself a hug, dance, shake your booty, whatever. Because when you self-investment is the best investment. So congratulations for investing in yourself. I have a few services. I am, you know, I call myself the Fierce Life Designer. So if you're interested, I help others heal, and you know, whoever been through challenges, I help you heal. And the outcome is for you to design your dream life. I currently live, if you guys can see on the water, I live on an island. It's something I've always wanted to accomplish. I'm moving eventually, just because I wanted to be here temporarily, but because I have other goals in life. So if that's something that you want and you resonated with me today and you need help, you know, please reach out to me. Whatever, any of us here, just get the help that you need. You know, we're all here to help you. So thank you for taking the first step, but don't stop today. You know, continue growing, continue healing, because you deserve to be happy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it was beneficial, inshallah. And I love you all for Allah's sake. And thank you, Sister Halima and Amber, for having me and for having this amazing community. You guys are seriously amazing, and I really love this. And I'm so excited that you guys have this, and inshallah khair. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
MashaAllah, mashallah, khair, khair, khair. We love it, we love it, we love it. MashaAllah, you know, a lot of what you said resonated. I pray that you ladies have some questions for our sister Malak. So again, she's continuing the conversation that Nadine had. You know, they're in the same type of work, they're in the same field, inshallah. So you know, you can ask some questions of her as well and share in her, you know, experience and expertise, inshallah. And the same with all of the speakers today. Make sure that you save those questions for the end so that you can get your questions answered, inshallah. We are here to heal, as Malak said. We are here to, you know, share with one another and move forward, inshallah.
Yes, and I wanted to touch on one thing that you said, Malak. You said celebrate your breakthroughs. And you know, as women, sometimes we feel like we shouldn't celebrate, or that it's boasting when we're celebrating, but it's so important for our confidence, like you said. So be sure to celebrate those things, and you know, really dig deep and figure out what is it that's making you feel like you can't.
Yeah, yes, I love that you reiterated the Amber, because you know, I'm actually in a mastermind right now, and one of the things our coach does is celebrate, even if it's something small. It's so important as us females, because we're so used to feeling guilty for taking care of ourselves. And you know, when I first moved here, I was feeling guilty, and you know, I've been through challenges, and I went on and I got sick, and you know, I'm learning to celebrate my accomplishments, my, you know, my success, like to shine. You know, I'm finally like, it's okay to shine. It's okay to shine bright like a diamond, you know, inspiring others. So yeah, definitely celebrate yourself. So thank you for saying that. 9 to 5 job, you know. And what I used to do is, when I used to go to the restroom, I used to take the longer route to the bathroom, just to like take a mind break, you know, and get up like every hour, walk for like 5 minutes. And another thing I used to do is, like, when I feel like I would just need like a mental break, I would sit there, close my eyes, and do like a mini meditation and breath work. Like she was saying, I would just close my eyes and inhale like whatever positive energy I want at the moment, like love, positive energy, whatever. Inhale, however, whatever feels good to you. Like usually I inhale like this, and then I would exhale through my chest, through the middle of my stomach, and through my belly. All the like negative stress, anxiety, whatever it is that I wanted to let out, I would do that like 3 to 5 times, or however it feels good to you. I would do that throughout the day, and it really, really does help. So just getting like a mental, moving your body and breath work, similar to what Raj was saying. For me, that's what I would do, and it worked. And getting like a diffuser, putting essential oils makes the biggest difference. When you have like aromatherapy smell, oh my God, it smells so good. So I hope that helps.
I have worked.
It was amazing. Honestly, I feel amazing. It was great. I took a lot of those techniques you did in my chakra course, and I paid big bucks for those. So to have this here was amazing. It reminded me too, there's a technique that I learned at one of, in a course I've taken. It's a technique for those who have specifically dealt with trauma and challenges. So to answer your question, Sister Halima, this is a perfect technique for grounding. And I included it, by the way, if you scroll back, I put my presentation link in my Google Doc. You can find my book, you can find all the links, bathtub products, etc. But in there, you also find a specific link to show you how to do a breathwork technique. It's called the VU technique. And basically helps remove mental blocks, especially if you've dealt with many like trauma and challenges. And it helps you stay grounded. So this is perfect timing. Basically you inhale, and when you exhale, you literally just like as you inhale, and when you exhale, you just say, woo. You do this 3 times. And if you feel like you have more trauma, more challenges than others, the video shows you how to do it in a more intense way. And it actually really, truly does help. I don't know, Sister Raj, if you've heard of that technique, you probably know about it. But it's a really helpful technique. So another thing for grounding is, you know, honestly, all the tips I mentioned in my Google Doc, those are all helpful tips to use. Have a routine, morning, night routine, something that you can ground. 5 minutes of meditation in the morning. We all have 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes for yourself, because we're all, including me, we're all rush. We have a to-do list. We have so many things to do. But if you take 5 minutes for yourself to just meditate, and if you're a beginner, you can just Google guided meditation or just use the Insight app. It really helps you to stay grounded and mindful. So that's my tip. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask and I'll answer them, inshallah.
Sure, I'll go next.
Malak, and it says, you say to pull good memories from childhood, but I wanted to ask, what if you don't have those good memories? And after Malak goes, I actually have a story that may help the person who asked that question, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rashida, first of all, for asking that. I appreciate you wanting to ask. So what I meant by that is two things. The first thing I said is try to bring love in all you do. Like, try to come from a loving and warm heart place, like come from your heart center, because we are all born with love. So if you feel like stuck, try to find what you enjoyed as a child, whether it was like playing with toys, like there's something you enjoyed as a child. There has to be something back, in the day that you enjoyed, whether it's like coloring or playing with dolls or playing outside, et cetera. And if you feel like you don't remember anything from your childhood, it's probably because there was some trauma involved. And there's different techniques to heal your trauma. And again, I help with that. Like I coach and help you to heal from trauma and challenges and manifest and design your dream life. But besides that as well, there's another technique in therapy. It's called EMDR. And it deals with like the eye movement and the wiring of the brain. And there's this, you can just Google like EMDR therapists in your area, or there's a specific website for EMDR. And if you can't find that website, feel free to, reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to help you find that website. But that specifically deals with trauma, to help you basically, reach out back to your past and try to remember certain things, go back to your childhood. But the second thing I was talking about is healing your inner child. So we all have, or maybe not all, but most of us have wounds or challenges that we went through as children. And so, that's a lot of what I do in my coaching. And it's not something I can answer like in 5 minutes, but to give you a really good tip is Google inner child meditation, inner child healing. And it's basically you're doing a guided meditation healing your inner child wounds, and it's really, really therapeutic and helpful. And if for some reason you can't find it on YouTube or Google or whatever, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to, guide you in the right direction. But that's something that I discuss a lot in my coaching program, and we go through different stages of healing as well. So I hope that answers your question. If not, please feel free to, do a follow-up question. I hope that answers it.
Jazakallah khair for that. And I'm going to actually go back to something that Malak said a little bit earlier when she was talking about journaling. And she was talking about using your less dominant hand to journal, mashallah. So my story, I went through therapy because I am a survivor of childhood trauma. And so part of my therapy was actually doing that journaling. I had to, with my dominant hand, write as, at that time I was 36 years old. So write as 36-year-old Halima, and then, writing to little Halima and, kind of having that dialogue. But then the opposite was in another journal, I had to write as little Halima. I had to write as actually 10-year-old Halima with this hand. And I will tell you that that therapy was so therapeutic. I had to go back to the sessions and I had to read from that handwriting as 10-year-old Halima to the point where it was almost unrecognizable, because I will tell you, I don't know what happens in the brain. You know, a psychologist or therapist could probably tell you better than I'm just telling you from my personal experience to whomever asked that question, is that I couldn't even read that handwriting. So it was like 36-year-old Halima was reading 10-year-old Halima's, you know, handwriting. And there was that. And then recalling all of those things, it was as if, you know, big Halima was like, oh man, this happened to little Halima. And so there were some memories that came up from 10-year-old Halima and even younger Halima that the big Halima wasn't even aware of. So through this process. So I will tell you that, you know, there is a way that you can recall memories. And sometimes I'm not sure what type of trauma, but depending on the type of trauma that you experience as a child, you may have, you know, covered it up, or you may have, in some cases, some people say that they create a whole other personality to kind of help them to kind of cover up that particular trauma. All types of things. Yes, Malak said hypnosis, all types of things. So yes, Raj, co-mechanism, so a coping mechanism, absolutely. So I'm telling you this from, you know, firsthand experience. I think that it's important for us to share these type of stories and for you to know that there is healing. There is a way out of this. And also, I will tell you that I needed to go to therapy to be able to help me with some of the issues that I was experiencing as an adult. I didn't understand why I was this way, why I had this reaction. And then when I went through therapy, I was able to see why I was having the reaction in the present. It was because of, you know, traumas that I experienced when I was younger. So inshallah, that is helpful to you. Again, you know, you have, you know, Sister Malak that you can contact. You also have Nadine that you can connect with as well, depending on, you know, what type of therapy you are looking for, and also whether, you know, there is a spouse that you may need to bring in during those sessions, because I had that as well. So I had to bring in like different family members. I had to bring in my spouse and, you know, all that thing to try to help me through this process, inshallah. So I pray that that was helpful for you. So next question, this one.